EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for February 6, 2019. For your Wednesday, any morning sun that you see will fade behind increasing clouds very quickly. We'll be a little cooler today, actually a lot cooler than it was yesterday. It was a fantastic day yesterday with highs in the middle 60s in many locations, so it was very, very mild. Unseasonably mild for this time of year. We will not see that today. We did have a cold front move through last night, and that's going to get temperatures back to still slightly above average levels, but we're going to be in the 40s, just marginally high enough that we're not expecting wintry precipitation out of this as it moves in. So those increasing clouds come in today, and then this afternoon, during the course of the afternoon, probably mid to late afternoon in many areas across most of our region, we'll see some rain showers move in. And again, this will be probably rain from start to finish. There could be the very highest spots of the Poconos, maybe parts of northeast PA, that starts off very briefly as some freezing rain, but I do think the temperature will rise overnight. So this will continue, these showers will continue overnight and go right into the late overnight period. Now we are expecting a lull here in the middle on Thursday, so most of Thursday is actually going to turn out to be just cloudy. Okay, so here's Thursday afternoon. Here is Thursday evening. We start seeing some showers starting to move in from the west. This is from a cutting system, a second system. So Thursday you're in between systems. Second system cutting into the lakes here, and it's going to have a warm front associated with it. It's going to bring all this rain initially, and then the cold front that is associated with the same low, which is back here, will come through on Friday morning, early Friday morning, and that will end the rain and the milder temperatures. So we will stay on the cooler side today in the 40s. As we get into Thursday and Friday, will be a little bit milder. Not quite as mild as we saw yesterday, unfortunately, because that was very nice. Can't emphasize that enough, how nice that was yesterday. Going forward from this into Thursday evening and overnight, you see the showers, periods of rain here. We're going to continue right into Friday morning, and then it will end during the course of Friday morning. And then as soon as the front moves through, we get a little bit breezy, and clouds will give way to sun later in the day and the afternoon on Friday. So temperatures will also drop. It will be very milder in the morning on Friday. Temperatures will drop once the front moves through. Not a rapid freeze coming here, but we will be much colder on Friday night with temperatures in the 20s. And then when we get into Saturday, we are mostly sunny, still a little bit breezy early on. And then I think the winds will die down, shifting to the northwest, and we'll have temperatures that are kind of hovering around freezing, maybe low to mid 30s for highs here on Saturday, partly cloudy here on Sunday, and temperatures will go up about another 3 or 4 degrees from what we saw on Saturday. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Early next week. Now, there's a couple different solutions here, but they're starting to, the most recent runs are starting to show a little bit different of a solution, something that we thought might happen, but the models weren't really showing it yet. The European model was kind of staying on an island, showing maybe more of a snow event as we got into next week. The first part they agree on, and that is Sunday night, there will be a weak system moving through. It'll bring some light snow showers. This is not really a big deal yet. This is overnight Sunday night, probably after midnight for most of us, going into early Monday morning. Just a few snow showers, coating to an inch type stuff. Okay, that's not the big thing. It's behind this that we're watching this wave. It's kind of generating itself down here in the Tennessee Valley. It's going to make its way northward, and that's going to spell trouble for our area, whether or not it is an all snow event or a snow to start going to rain event. That still has to be determined, but the latest guidance here of the GFS is now in line with the European model, showing more of a snow event for the region, which could be interesting for next week, considering we're just going from yesterday, of course, was Tuesday, and you had temperatures in the mid 60s. Just a week later, you could be digging out from snow. Possible. But this is still 7 days away. A lot can still happen with this, but I just want to give you an idea of what's going on with the latest GFS here. Again, very similar to what the European model has been advertising. You have a system off to the west here that's going to try to cut, and in fact it will, and it lifts up into the Great Lakes. Now here it is in the Ohio Valley, and you see it cutting to the west here. But that's not the issue. The issue is whether or not this would transfer to a secondary low just near the Delmarva, right down here. And if that happens, which we think it will, given the trends of the high pressure, which is sitting off north, I should give you a better vantage point of that in a second. Keeping this very strong high to the northeast, getting the cold air This low that's sitting out here can't run into that high pressure as long as it maintains and is at that strength. So it forces it to redevelop to this one right here. And if that happens, you have cold air locked in and you have a pretty sizable snow event along and northwest of I-95. That's what it's showing right now. Doesn't mean it's going to work out this way, but this is certainly trending in this direction. Okay, and then this one will die off. This one takes over as the primary. And here's the next frame. It ramps up just south of Long Island, and you get a pretty good snowstorm out of it here on the latest GFS that ran this evening. The reason it's doing this is because, if you take another vantage point, now just to give you a sense of our coverage areas down here, of course, this is the eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey. We're right down here. Up here is the Ontario province in Canada. Here is the Quebec province. You can see right up here a very strong high pressure that is funneling in this cold air. And when this low pressure moves into that, it forces the redevelopment because it cannot run into this high pressure. So it's kind of like a roadblock, can't go for any further. So it forces this to redevelop off the coast, and that's why you have that solution of the redeveloping low, which is the same thing the European model had. Now, I do want to caution, though, because we were just looking at this 12 hours ago. This is 2 straight runs of the GFS showing a significant snowfall across the region, but this was 12 hours ago. The afternoon, or actually the morning run of the GFS, and it had the same cutting low here. Did have snow at the onset, which is certainly a possibility this could happen too, but it goes over to rain. Why? Because the high to the north was not as strong, and this area low pressure did not transfer. There's nothing here. There's no transfer going on here. So you're just allowing warm air to advect, and then therefore changing rain or snow over to rain. So that is certainly a possibility going forward. So I don't want everybody to see this solution here, get completely excited and thinking, oh, wow, we're going to get a foot of snow. Possible, yes. It's still a week away, so I just want to exercise caution with this. And it's something that just to keep in the back of your mind, keep following every single day. We'll have updates going forward into next week with this system here, which could be, we're still going to list rain and or snow possible here on Tuesday into Wednesday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marters. That is your outlook for February 6, 2019. Have a great Wednesday.